Hi grade 5 students, how are you doing? Now we're going to solve together the science worksheet number 5. So this is the science worksheet number 5 solution. This is for week 8 of the first semester, and we're talking here about the carbon-oxygen cycle in nature. In this lesson, we saw the different forms that carbon can take during the carbon cycle. Figure 1 represents the carbon cycle. So this is a diagram of the carbon-oxygen cycle happening in the environment. Indicate two sources of carbon shown in this diagram. So which processes happening in nature release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere? Let's first read the diagram to figure out how is carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. So plants use the carbon dioxide in their food making process, which is the photosynthesis, and they release carbon dioxide and they release oxygen into the air. This oxygen is taken by living organisms such as animals and plants. These organisms breathe carbon dioxide, they breathe oxygen, and they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So these organisms release carbon dioxide. This is the first source of carbon dioxide in nature. It's living organisms' respiration. Another source of carbon dioxide is burning fossil fuels. Burning fossil fuels happens in houses, when we burn oil, in power plants, in cars, buses, and different transportation ways. They burn fossil fuel. This burning process needs oxygen to be done and releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So this is the second resource of carbon dioxide in nature. So organisms, respiration, and burning fossil fuels release carbon dioxide, which is CO2, into the atmosphere. Give the name of the process happening at point A. Let's see. What's happening at point A? This is point A. So they wrote dead organisms and waste products. What happens to dead organisms? Decomposers such as bacteria, worms, or food insects, fungi decompose dead bodies into minerals in the soil and change them into minerals, as I said. And one of these minerals is the carbon for sure. So what's happening at point A? It's decomposition of dead bodies. Indicate how fossil fuels are formed underground. When decomposers decompose dead bodies, they turn them into minerals. In millions of years, these will turn into fossil fuels. So this is the description of the formation of fossil fuels. Let's make this bigger. How are fossil fuels formed in the soil? From the decomposition of dead bodies by decomposers. So when organisms die, their bodies are decomposed by decomposers. Let's give some examples of decomposers. Cockroaches, worms, bacteria, ants, fungi into minerals. In millions of years, they will change into fossil fuels in the soil or in the ground. Question number 2. This question is found in your book on page 26. Write the letter of each sentence in its appropriate box. Okay, I will read this. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Where is the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? It's next to the clouds, so I will put right here A, since this belongs to the first sentence. Sorry for this. This is it. Carbon moves from living things to the atmosphere. When do living things release carbon into the air? When they breathe. So this is respiration. You don't have to write this. I'm just adding notes for you to explain the idea. When living organisms breathe, they take in oxygen and they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That's what's happening right here. So this is for the second sentence, sentence B. The animal is breathing in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Carbon moves from plants to animals for sure. When plants or when animals consume or eat plants, the carbon found in the plants will move to the animal's body. So, when animals feed on the plants, they are actually moving the carbon made by the plants by photosynthesis to their bodies. Carbon moves from the air to the plants. So plants now are taking carbon dioxide. This is the photosynthesis process. Plants use carbon dioxide to produce their own food. And this is happening right here. The trees are using the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, so this is D, to produce their own food. Carbon moves from dead plants and animals to the ground. Now, dead plants and animals are being decomposed by decomposers, and carbon is moved from their bodies to the ground. This is decomposition of dead bodies. Decomposition. Again, you don't have to write these words. I'm just explaining the ideas for you. And this is happening right here. We can see the dead leaves, the dead animal in the ground, and the decomposition of these organisms. Dead organisms will release carbon in the ground. Last one. Burning fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, for sure. Burning fossil fuels happens in different places, in plants, in power plants, in cars, buses, in our houses. When we burn wood for fires. So here, burning fossil fuels in the car releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Last question. This is also a question found in your book on page 31. Observe the diagram below. This diagram for sure shows the carbon-oxygen cycle happening in nature. Answer the questions. First question. Indicate at which points is carbon dioxide gas being used. So, the carbon dioxide gas is used by green plants, almost only the green plants that use carbon dioxide for their food making process. And this is happening right here at point C. This is what's happening at point C. The green plant is using carbon dioxide found in the air to produce its food, which is a kind of sugar. So the answer right here will be at point C. Plant uses carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Now, indicate at which point is carbon dioxide gas being released. Okay, let's read this. I will start reading. So what's happening at point A? The marine animal or this fish is breathing. It breathes in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. So this is the first source of carbon dioxide in this figure. So I will say first at point A. The fish is breathing, it is releasing carbon dioxide. Let's see what's happening at B. At B, we are burning fossil fuels, and by burning fossil fuels, we are releasing also carbon dioxide in the air into the atmosphere. So carbon dioxide gas is being released also at point B. At point D, or we can also choose point C, since plants breathe day and night, so they are also taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Since respiration in plants doesn't stop, so carbon dioxide is also released at C, respiration of plants. At D, decomposition of dead bodies releases carbon dioxide into the ground, so it is also being released at point D. Give the name of the processes taking place at point C, which is this one. What is happening in green plants? So plants do not stop breathing. The respiration process is happening day and night. So the first process happening in here, since plants are living in organisms, they need to breathe. So respiration is the first one. And the second one, since they are green plants, this means that they are autotroph. They are producers. They produce their own food. And a photosynthesis is also happening right here. So the two processes happening are respiration and photosynthesis. What about the process happening at point D? Okay, we have dead organisms and then an arrow showing or telling that fossil fuels are formed in the ground. We say this. We answered almost the same question in question number 1. What's happening at point D? At point D, decomposers decompose dead bodies into minerals, and in millions of years, these turned into fossil fuels in the ground. So again, let me say decomposers such as fungi, bacteria, different insects decompose dead organisms into minerals, and in millions of years these change or turn into fossil fuels in the ground. And that's it, guys. If you still have any questions about the worksheet, I'm always available to listen to you and to answer all of your questions. Till next time, see you.